Oh, hi there. I didn't notice you. My name is Matt, and I'm here to talk about music theory. I want to talk about music theory in the context of one specific song, because this makes it a lot easier to understand these concepts. Today, we're going to be talking about the Cranberries' hit song, Linger. I recently heard this song, had to learn it, and noticed that it does some very interesting things involving the chords that it uses. So, quick music theory recap. Most songs take place in one key, which means they stick to the chords of that one key. And in any one key, we only have 3 major chords. So, if we're playing in the key of D, everything I'm talking about today is relative to this capo I'm using on 3, which I moved the song to fit my voice. In the key of D, we have D, we have G, we have A, and you already know, it resolves nicely back to D. In the key of G, we have G, C, D, but, so what you'll notice there is that in the key of D, we've got D, G, A. In the key of G, we've got G, C, D. So both of these keys have 2 major chords in common, which is the D and the G. The difference is in the key of G, we use the C chord, and in the key of D, we use the A chord. Everything I'm talking about is major chords at this point. So, what's really interesting is when we combine these two, when we add the 2 chords that both keys have in common, and the 2 chords they don't have in common, we end up with 4 major chords, which when used in conjunction provides a very, very 90s sound. Huge trademark of the 90s is using major chords that are a minor third away, which means 3 half steps, so 3 frets. In this case, we have our D, we have our A, then we go to C, then G. And that's where the magic happens, is when we go from A to C, A major and C major have never, in the history of time, been in the same key. They don't work. Why do they work in this instance? I'm going to break it down and tell you why, even though we're already almost 3 minutes into this video. God damn it. Okay, so basically here's what's going on. This song is transitioning between D major and D mixolydian. Basically, D is home base, no matter what we're doing. It means home base is the chord that the song ends on. It's the resolve. It's the chord you want to hear at the end of the song that makes you think, oh, I feel warm and fuzzy and everything is right with the world. And some songs will intentionally go with the wrong key, or the wrong chord in this instance, although it's not technically wrong, to leave you with a sense of like, ooh, I don't feel resolved. That feels gross. Who touched me there? Okay, so let's look at the song. This song starts with D. And I'm into A. Then it goes to A, which is right smack dab in the key of D. And this is where it gets cool. It goes to C major. You've got me wrapped around your finger. You have to let it linger. So what this progression is doing is it's switching between D major and G major. Or, to get really technical with it, yep, we're going there. We're going to talk about modes. This is going between D major and D mixolydian. D mixolydian is basically playing the notes. It has all the notes of the key of G. So, but D is still home base. The most popular example of a song in D mixolydian is Sweet Home Alabama, because the home base of Sweet Home Alabama is D. And I'll show you how that works. Because we're playing G, C, D, G, you'd think we'd resolve back to G, but we don't, because home base is D. So, when you play something like, we want to resolve back to D. So it's, and then we end that song with D. That's home base. However, we're playing all the notes and chords from G major. How does that work? Because we're playing in D mixolydian. So basically what this song is doing is it's transitioning from the D to A, which is smack dab in the key of D, that's the 5, but then it's going to that C, and that's where you feel that. You fucking feel it, man. You hear that song on the radio, and you're like, oh, I like this, I like this, I like, you know, today, this is cool. Yeah, I think I know where this is going. Cool. And most progressions would go straight to G. So listen to that. That sounds right to your ears. But in this case, we're making it way cooler. Just watch. Just look at the look on my face. In so deep. I guess I'm kinda bored right now. You've got me wrapped around your finger. You feel that energy? That's because we're changing keys a little bit. We're changing modes, and it gives it that movement. It's so fucking awesome. Yeah, and basically that's what makes this song great. And I bet nobody watches this 7-minute video about music theory.